Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into an emotional and jaw-dropping revelation from the ever-charming Kelly Ripa, who just broke her silence about her private life with husband Mark Consuelos. From laughter to tears to a twist no one saw coming. This story is one that will keep you glued till the very end. So grab your popcorn, hit that like button, and let's get into this emotional roller coaster. The story of Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos has always been one of Hollywood's most adored love tales. A blend of passion, partnership, and playful banter. But recently, Kelly Ripa has opened up like never before, breaking her silence about the private struggles and emotional depth that have defined her decades-long relationship with Mark. And what she revealed has fans seeing their favorite couple in a whole new light. It all began during a recent taping of her morning show, Live with Kelly and Mark, when an unexpected question from a fan turned a lighthearted segment into something deeply personal. The audience was buzzing with excitement, expecting Kelly's usual humor and charm. But as she paused, eyes glistening, the room shifted. Something about the moment felt heavier, like she was finally ready to tell the world a story she had kept close to her heart for years. With her trademark poise but a noticeable tremor in her voice, Kelly began to speak about the layers of her marriage. The beautiful moments that fans see and the unseen battles they never imagine. She described how being married to Mark Consuelos for nearly 3 decades wasn't just about red carpets and romantic vacations. It was about learning, breaking, healing, and rebuilding time and time again. People see us smiling on TV and think it's perfect, she said softly. But what they don't know is that there were times I wasn't sure we'd make it. The audience fell silent. Even Mark, seated beside her, looked taken aback. This wasn't planned. It wasn't scripted. Kelly was letting her heart speak. She shared that there was a period in their marriage, one the public never knew about, where fame and pressure nearly tore them apart. Between raising kids, balancing careers, and maintaining their image, the weight became unbearable. She admitted she would sometimes come home from work and feel like she was playing 2 different characters, Kelly the host and Kelly the wife who didn't know how to breathe anymore. Mark, sitting beside her, reached out and took her hand. That gesture alone spoke volumes. Kelly smiled through the tears. "You've always been my safe place," she whispered. But then came the twist no one expected. Kelly revealed that during one of the most difficult phases of their marriage, around the early 2010s, the couple quietly separated for a short time. It wasn't public. They didn't want headlines, drama, or speculation. They wanted space to rediscover who they were individually before they could find their way back to each other. The revelation sent shockwaves through the studio. Fans watching online were in disbelief. The idea that one of Hollywood's perfect couples had nearly walked away from each other was both heartbreaking and relatable. Kelly explained that it was during that separation that she learned one of life's hardest lessons. Love isn't always a feeling. Sometimes it's a choice. "I realized," she said, "that love isn't about staying when it's easy. It's about choosing to stay when everything in you wants to run." Her words resonated deeply. Mark nodded and added, "That time apart made me see what I was risking. I realized she wasn't just my partner. She was my purpose." The 2 locked eyes, and in that moment, the entire room felt the history, the struggle, and the rebirth of their love. Kelly then went on to describe how they rebuilt their bond. Not through grand gestures or Hollywood vacations, but through small, honest moments. Morning coffees before the kids woke up. Apologies that took courage. Laughing over burnt dinners. "Those tiny things," she said, "are what saved us." But the emotion didn't stop there. Kelly began to talk about the challenges of raising their children, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, while trying to maintain a public image that often demanded perfection. She admitted that there were times she questioned whether being so open about her family on television was the right decision. "There's this pressure," she said, "to make your life look picture perfect. But the truth is, behind every perfect photo there's a story. And sometimes that story isn't easy." She revealed that one of her biggest fears was that her openness might have affected her children. "They didn't choose this life," she said emotionally. "Sometimes I wonder if I exposed too much of them too soon." At that moment, Mark's voice broke the silence. "But they turned out amazing because of you," he said gently. The audience erupted in applause. Kelly wiped a tear but smiled, that radiant, genuine smile fans know so well. Still, the surprises kept coming. Kelly shared one of the most touching and unexpected parts of her journey. A private journal she had been keeping since 1996, the year she married Mark. It was something she had never shown anyone, not even him. But a few months ago, she decided to let him read it. What he found inside, she said, moved him to tears. The journal wasn't just a record of their marriage. It was a story of her soul. The joys of early love, the fear of fame, the loneliness of being misunderstood, the gratitude of finding peace again. Each page revealed her evolving emotions, her doubts, and her unwavering love for him through every storm. When he finished reading it, Kelly recalled, he just hugged me. For a long time. No words, just understanding. Mark smiled, recalling the moment. I didn't realize how much she carried. Reading those pages was like falling in love with her all over again. That tender confession turned the studio into an ocean of emotion. Even the cameramen were teary-eyed. Then came the twist that made everyone gasp. Kelly revealed that the couple had quietly renewed their vows earlier this year in a secret ceremony. It was small, private, and deeply meaningful, held in the same church where they first met during their All My Children days. There were no photographers, no stylists, no designer gowns. Just them, their kids, and a simple handwritten vow that said, I choose you. Again. The audience gasped in delight. It wasn't about starting over, Kelly said. It was about celebrating that we made it, not perfectly but truthfully. Mark chuckled softly and added, she planned the whole thing. I didn't even know until the night before. Kelly laughed, wiping away another tear. Well, I wanted to make sure he'd say yes again. The show went from a light-hearted Q&A to one of the most heartfelt episodes in live history. Fans online flooded social media with messages of love and support. Many called it the most real moment on television in years. Kelly later reflected that sharing her story wasn't about exposing her private life. It was about reminding people that behind the fame, the laughter, and the glamour, she's human. I wanted people to know that love isn't effortless, she said. It's work, but it's worth every bit of it. As the conversation continued, Kelly revealed another layer. The fear of aging in Hollywood and how it tested her confidence and her relationship. There's so much pressure to look a certain way, she admitted. And sometimes you start believing that if you change, maybe your partner will see you differently. But Mark interrupted her mid-sentence with one of the most powerful declarations of the show. I've never loved her more than I do now, he said firmly. Every line, every wrinkle, every laugh. It's part of our story. I wouldn't trade a single one. The audience erupted once again, some even standing. Kelly was visibly moved. You always know how to ruin my mascara, she joked, trying to lighten the mood. Then, almost as if fate wanted to add another twist, Kelly's producer whispered something into her ear. She looked surprised, then laughed. You guys are not going to believe this, she said to the audience. It turned out that earlier that morning their eldest son, Michael, had sent in a pre-recorded message that Kelly hadn't seen yet. The studio lights dimmed, and Michael's face appeared on screen. Mom, Dad, watching you both over the years taught me what real love looks like, he said. It's not perfect, but it's real. And it's something I hope to have one day. Kelly covered her face, tears streaming down her cheeks. Mark reached over and pulled her into a hug as the audience gave a standing ovation. For a couple that has spent years being the picture of on-screen perfection, this raw honesty, this emotional vulnerability, showed fans a side of them they'd never seen. It wasn't about fame or image. It was about endurance, forgiveness, and the quiet beauty of two people who never stopped choosing each other. After the segment aired, fans took to social media to express their admiration. Many said it reminded them of their own relationships, the struggles, the sacrifices, the quiet victories. They made love feel real again, one fan wrote. Another said, Kelly and Mark just gave us all hope. But what truly struck a chord was Kelly's closing words on the show. As the audience's applause softened, she looked directly into the camera and said, If there's one thing I've learned, it's this: love doesn't stay alive because of big gestures. Stays alive because you keep showing up. Even when it's hard, even when you don't have all the answers, you show up. And that's how you make forever happen. The air in the studio was electric with emotion. And as the credits rolled, the couple sat side by side, fingers interlaced, smiling not as celebrities, but as two souls who had walked through fire and come out hand in hand. Later that night, Kelly posted a photo on Instagram. A simple black and white shot of her and Mark holding hands captioned, "Still choosing you. Always." The post exploded with love from fans and celebrities alike. Everyone from Ryan Seacrest to Jennifer Aniston commented, calling it beautiful, raw, and inspiring. Behind all the glam and glitter of Hollywood, Kelly and Mark had once again proved that authenticity wins hearts more than perfection ever could. They showed that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's strength. And maybe that's the real magic behind Kelly Ripa. Her ability to turn her most personal pain into a universal story of love, resilience, and hope. Just when fans thought the emotional ride was over, Kelly added one final twist during an off-air segment shared later on social media. She revealed that she and Mark are currently working on a book together. A deeply personal collection of letters, reflections, and lessons from their life as partners in both love and fame. "It's not a tell-all," Kelly clarified. "It's more of a love letter to life, with all its chaos, beauty, and imperfections. And fans can't wait." From the fiery young couple on All My Children to the enduring icons of love they've become, Kelly and Mark's story is far from over. But this chapter, filled with honesty, heartbreak, healing, and hope, might just be the most beautiful one yet. Wow, what an emotional journey. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos just reminded the world that love isn't about perfection. It's about perseverance. What did you think of Kelly's heartfelt revelation? Were you surprised by that secret vow renewal? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell icon so you never miss a Hollywood moment that touches the heart. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep believing in love.